My guest is one of the most polarizing leaders in the world today.
Sobre todo el periodista inglés de la BBC de Londres, muy bueno y duro. Tiene un programa que se llama Diálogo Duro. A mí me gustan más esos periodistas duros así, como los pitchers así duros. Mejor porque sale la línea más fuerte. Nos dimos duro.
A special interview with the President of Venezuela, Hugo Chavez. Welcome to a special edition of Hard Talk on the road from Caracas, Venezuela. We've come here to put a spotlight on this country's claim to be the crucible of 21st century socialist revolution. For 11 years now, people here have been led by a president, Hugo Chavez, who's assumed the mantle of Latin American anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist firebrand held for so long by Fidel Castro. But if you dig deep beyond Chavez's rhetoric, what do you... It's a night for rolling out the red carpet in socialist Venezuela. Outside the National Theatre in Caracas, they're putting on the style to celebrate the premiere of a new film by Oscar-winning American director Oliver Stone. The filmmaker himself is here, alongside his buddy and the star of his latest documentary, the President of Venezuela. It's not quite Hollywood glitz, but it is a big night in Caracas. And in Oliver Stone, President Hugo Chavez has found an ally who wants to help him make Chavez's case to the outside world.
Hello, Stephen. This is Hugo.
Hugo Chavez is in an ebullient mood.
Welcome.
He tells me of the links between London and Latin America's revolutionary heroes.
In London lived Miranda,
Yeah,
our grand liberator. In London
yes.
lived Bolivar,
yeah, exactly.
our father liberator.
Exactly.
You know that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Mr. President, I want to ask this man one question about the movie.
Tough question, I'm sure.
Now,
Just now,
now, this moment.
Just one.
Okay, yes. One. Only one.
Oliver Stone, you have spent a lot of time, effort and money making a movie which is built around this man, around the president, Hugo Chavez. Why have you done it?
It's not about me.
No, not just
It's not about
you,
me.
but it's about your ideas.
It's not about me. He's wrong. He's
No,
wrong.
it's about your ideas.
What do you say? What do you say? What do you say?
Let's say he's the movie star, and there are 7 supporting president actors who are very good. Each one is an authentic individual, and I love the whole cast, and I love the movement, and I love the region, and it's a significant thing, and it's been ignored by the North American public, and it's not known. And what's going on here for the last 10 years is amazing. It's a piece of history. It's the least I can do to introduce this to the American people. It's a big picture introduction.
Oliver Stone's documentary film, South of the Border, portrays a South America being transformed by Chavez-style radicalism.
We have been concerned with some of the actions of Venezuelan President Chavez.
The government of Venezuela is a negative force in the region.
Refuse to accept the dictates of Washington. Who is Hugo Chavez?
Una película de Oliver Stone.
Back in the US, Stone is seen as a renegade, a maverick. But in Venezuela, he seems to have absolute faith in the man in power.
He is regarded as a dictator, and that word is used freely. We showed it in the movie, dictator, dictator, dictator. And you know as well as I do that he was elected twice with significant majorities, and the process of election was subject to international review by more than one organization. So we know he's not a dictator, we know he's elected. And in America, we don't even know that. We make fun of him as a strong man, as a buffoon, as a clown, as a man who goes to the United Nations and says at Bush, I can smell the sulfur. So we do not understand, and we do not want to understand, but we miss the bigger point, which is that Mr. Chavez represents not just himself, he represents a movement of many countries, a region that's transforming for economic equality, for the poor, against the American ownership of interests of economic resources in Latin America and also military bases in Latin America.
On the streets of Caracas, it's not hard to find Venezuelans making a big noise in support of Hugo Chavez.
Como siempre, a la vanguardia.
These red-shirted Socialist Party loyalists will tell you their president has delivered for the poor, taken on the vested capitalist interests at home and abroad. That's the rhetoric. But is it true? Petare is one of Caracas's sprawling barrios. It's home to more than 1 million people. Judged purely on economic statistics, this place is better off than it was a decade ago. Poverty rates are lower. But right now, Venezuela is stuck in recession and belts are being tightened. And as you climb higher up Petare's steep hills, the housing gets poorer. This favela of huts and shacks is overcrowded and underserved with basic amenities. It's home to Mariolis Majares. She's a mother of 6. She's training to be a beautician, and she sits on her neighborhood commune. Her responsibility is healthcare for around 50 local families. In many ways, Mariolis fits the profile of a natural Chavista.
Thank you very much for letting us see a little bit of your house and your neighborhood. I want to know how you feel about living here. How difficult do you feel life is here?
Aquí donde estamos ahorita. Bueno, tuvimos 4 años que eso ha sido, como le digo, muchas preocupaciones que hemos tenido aquí y no hemos sabido desenvolver porque todos nos unimos y es que hemos salido de todas las crisis que nos han pasado. A muchas se les moja, se les mete el agua, cuando viene la brisa, pendiente que no se nos vaya a volar el techo, y bueno, son cosas, angustias pues, y mucha preocupación.
Do you believe in socialism?
Yo creo en Dios.
I believe in God.
That's a good answer.
Nada más.
Solo Dios.
En Dios, que Él es el que sabe y el que puede lo que va a pasar, lo que no va a pasar, y es el que, gracias a Él estamos aquí pues, y que nos da la fuerza para seguir luchando, porque de luchadora sí somos, y sí me siento luchadora porque imagínense, y con esas mujeres que tengo aquí que también luchan día a día.
You have 6 children, and I've seen a couple of them, the older boys. How easy is it for your children to find work, to find jobs here?
Bueno, yo ahorita estoy un poco así, el que ahorita trabaja es mi esposo, es el que trabaja ahorita, el hijo mío mayor, que él estudió, se graduó y todo, de publicidad y mercadeo, pero ahorita él hasta en internet metió currículo por todos lados, empresa, por aquí, por acá, y nada, tiene ya casi 1 año y pico en eso. Entonces él agarra los trabajitos pequeñitos que salen por ahí, que sí, de tiendas, cosas así. Él dice, mamá, tanto que yo estudié y mire lo que yo hago y no me sale mi trabajo que yo quiero, que tanto yo estudié con esfuerzo, porque para darle esos estudios mi esposo y yo a mis hijos ha sido duro.
Does that mean that there is real anger amongst the young people here who can't find good jobs?
Sí, hay bastante. Hay muchos muchachos que han salido de la edad de él, ya tienen tiempo que han salido para ellos buscar una vida mejor, porque para eso se estudia. Y nada, y no consiguen, entonces ellos les da como, ¿por qué no nos emplean a nosotros, que nosotros tenemos un buen futuro, una inteligencia que tienen esos muchachos, y ellos los olvidan, no los emplean? Eso es lo que mi hijo comenta mucho, que por qué ellos vienen con unas ganas de trabajar y triunfar.
What about the future, Marjorie? Do you feel optimistic, or are you really worried about the future for your family and for your
Bueno, el futuro en sí, ese no lo sabemos nosotros. Ese lo saben, como ya ustedes saben, que es el creador, el que nos creó, es el que sabe el futuro de todos nosotros, pero como ya les dije, mientras tanto nosotros seguiremos luchando con lo poco que tenemos. Por lo menos yo soy ama de casa y estudio, estoy sacando mi bachillerato también y estoy haciendo mis cursos para trabajar así independiente por mi vida, para empezar a ayudar a mi esposo a pues, construir la vivienda. O sea, para yo trabajar, yo quiero trabajar para ayudar a mi esposo a construir la casa a mis hijos, porque
the socialist government claims it has delivered significant infrastructure investment. This new cable car system connects downtown Caracas with one of the poorest hillside barrios. But the project was delivered late and hugely over budget. It certainly hasn't appeased socialism's enemies. The most serious challenge to President Chavez came in April 2002. There were running battles on the streets of Caracas. It was the briefest of coups. Chavez was ousted from the presidential palace for just 47 hours. But that attempted coup left a poisonous legacy, not least in relations between President Chavez and the privately owned media companies.
Hola, buenos días. Bienvenidos a la segunda emisión de
Globovisión is Venezuela's biggest, most influential private TV news broadcaster. It was accused by Chavez of actively supporting the coup. But Globovisión prefers to present itself as a doughty fighter against tyranny.
Globovision is a 24-hour television news station which is the first and only all-news broadcast channel in Venezuela and the world. We believe in democracy. We believe in the freedom of speech as a fundamental human right. For this reason, we exercise with conviction a critical, responsible, and independent journalism. But precisely due to this autonomy, we've also become the target for attacks from the government.
The channel's boss spoke to me just days before the authorities issued a warrant for his arrest. His whereabouts are currently unknown.
Guillermo Zuluaga, welcome to Hard Talk.
Thank you, Stephen, and thank you for the deference and the interest to interview us here in Venezuela.
Chavez does not trust you because Chavez says he will never forget what happened in 2002 when Globovisión and other private media companies, in his view, openly supported the coup against his democratically elected presidency.
Let me say something first. Chavez is the president, and he has not the right to say, I like him or I don't like him as long as he's Venezuelan. He has to be able to accept criticism, and if he's very strong and he knows and he feels that what he's doing is right, why is he scared of meeting us, or why doesn't he like us? I'm not scared of Chavez. I would be very happy to have Chavez receive me. I would be very happy to have Chavez declare to us whatever he feels.
But you know he feels what I've just said. He feels that you personally and many other independent private media operators were highly involved in the coup against him.
That is his opinion. I'll go into that right now. I have the right to have my own personal opinions, and I can say whatever I want about Mr. Chavez. But
But hang on, is it true that you were involved in that coup?
Let me tell you.
Did you work with the coup plotters?
Absolutely not.
You know, and the Venezuelan people know, that in the course of that coup, when Chavez had been removed, the people at the top of the new leadership, very short-lived, thanked the media. They said thank you to the media for your assistance and support. They believed you'd been on their side and helped them.
We were on the side of the people.
Well, I'm not talking about the people, I'm talking about the coup leadership.
There was no coup.
What strikes me during the course of this conversation, that you speak very freely. Here we sit in your newsroom and you insist on the statements you make about the failings of Chavez's government and the degree to which he's let the people down of this country. And there are no troops outside, nobody's arresting you, you are free to tell me what you believe. And yet you say there is no free press in this country.
I speak very freely because I'm I feel very well with what I'm doing and what I think what we have done.
But do you see my point?
A new film by Oscar-winning American director Oliver Stone. The filmmaker himself is here, alongside his buddy and the star of his latest documentary, the President of Venezuela.
It's not quite Hollywood glitz, but it is a big night in Caracas. And in Oliver Stone, President Hugo Chavez has found an ally who wants to help him make Chavez's case to the outside world. My guest is one of the most polarizing leaders in the world today.
Sobre todo el periodista inglés de la BBC de Londres, muy bueno y duro. Tiene un programa que se llama Diálogo Duro. A mí me gustan más esos periodistas duros así, como los pitchers así duros. Mejor porque sale la línea más fuerte. Nos dimos duro.
A special interview with the President of Venezuela.
Hello, Stephen. This is Hugo.
Hugo Chavez is in an ebullient mood.
Welcome.
He tells me of the links between London and Latin America's revolutionary heroes.
In London lived Miranda,
Yeah,
our grand liberator. In London
yes.
lived Bolivar,
yeah, exactly.
our father liberator.
Exactly.
You know that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, Mr. President, I want to ask this man one question about the movie. Venezuela, Hugo Chavez. Welcome to a special edition of Hard Talk on the Road from Caracas, Venezuela. We've come here to put a spotlight on this country's claim to be the crucible of 21st century socialist revolution. For 11 years now, people here have been led by a president, Hugo Chavez, who's assumed the mantle of Latin American anti-capitalist, anti-imperialist firebrand held for so long by Fidel Castro. But if you dig deep beyond Chavez's rhetoric, what do you...
It's a night for rolling out the red carpet in socialist Venezuela. Outside the National Theatre in Caracas, they're putting on the style to celebrate the premiere of